Hi, I'm Zena Berry, and I am a Senior Gold Ambassador, and I am honored that I was asked to be able to come here and talk to you a little bit about onboarding and retention. First, a little bit about me. I live in Phoenix, Arizona. I am a pharmacist by background, and I am currently the Vice President of Clinical Operations for a home infusion pharmacy. So I travel quite a bit. I'm on the road almost every week, multiple cities a week often. And just want to tell you that because with my busy schedule, if I'm able to kind of keep up with what I'm about to tell you, I just want to make sure, just give you a little peace of mind that you are able to do it too. So don't be discouraged. Don't think it's a lot, because trust me, I just try and figure out any way I can to fit it into my schedule. So I'm on airplanes a lot. A lot of it is done early in the morning, late at night, follow-up emails, follow-up messengers, that type of thing. So anyway, I will just go ahead and get started. So want to first start with, that first reach out message. Somebody sees a post, they reach out, they want to know more, they want to know some information. So typically what I do is I just respond right away with asking for their email. I give them a little blurb in Messenger about that I've been taking the supplements, how long I've been taking them, and then ask if I can get their email, and I'll send them an email. The first email I send has the Pacheco video in it, the gut health video. I also include the Candida quiz. So I want them to right off the bat see a little bit about gut health, and then understand kind of maybe some of the symptoms that they're seeing might be because of gut health and how this will help them. I also always talk first about, in this email, it really focuses that I pretty much start everybody on Triplex. I go into the benefits of Triplex, why I start everyone on Triplex, and also put in there that I would like them to commit to 90 days, that you really need to commit to 90 days when you start this process. You want to make sure that it's working for you and your body. You want to make sure that your body has the time to heal. And then I make sure there's info in there about there's no obligation. We move the subscription. I work with them pretty frequently. So if they need to change anything, they have the ability to do that. So that's typically the first email I send. Then it talks about follow up and how quickly I follow up. So usually, I send that email. If I get a response right away, great. Do I often get a response right away? No. So I usually wait a day and a half. Then I'll email, hey, just checking in if you have any questions, and go back and forth regarding questions. And then if they do, I respond with the answers. I sometimes get on the phone, I'll message back and forth, etc. And then it gets to the onboarding piece. So I'll get on the phone with them. I give them two options. One is I either send them the instructions on how to sign up, explain exactly which welcome pack to pick, make sure I talk to them about their goals, ask some questions about, do they have a thyroid condition? Do they have to separate the slim? Do they have any other medical conditions we need to worry about? Maybe BioCleanse isn't best for them if they have IBS or something like that. Maybe we have to start with Vital Biome. So I want to make sure that I'm really talking to them about their health goals, any conditions they may have, so they realize that I'm really making this regimen specific to them. So although I start probably 90 to 95% of my people on Triplex, there are some people that I do need to change that regimen up. I also always let them know that I will send them a guide. So once they get on, and I guess I skipped that piece. So first let's go back to signing them up. So I ask, do they want to get on a quick call and I can sign them up? Or do they want just the instructions? A lot of my folks, I get on and I sign them up. I usually have their information then in my computer. I could save their password. And that really, I think, is what helps with the retention later on. So I'll talk to you about how I work with keeping the folks engaged throughout the months. So if I'm going to sign them up, I get them on a quick call. We go through, I talk to them, set up their referral page, etc. I talk a little bit about the business at the beginning, but most of my people do not want anything to do with the business at the beginning. They want to make sure the products work for them. They want to make sure that they don't have any issues with them, and they want to see success. And I was the same way. I didn't post for probably 3 or 4 months after I started. Once I saw how it was working on me and how good I felt with them, then I started sharing, and then it just snowballs from there. I have a lot of people just recently, probably have been on for about 6 months, that are starting to show results, and they're reaching out to me and they're like, hey, look at my before and after, but they've never posted. So I'm working on them right now with just how do we get them to do that first post? How do we share? And I usually help them along the way with that too. So now I have them on. And I have either put them in my computer so I can help them, or they signed up themselves based on the instructions that I sent. And then I'm available to answer any questions that they may have. Now they're on service. Sorry, I'm going back to my work days where I call it service. So now they're on the supplements and they're on my team. So how do I support them? The first thing I do is I send everybody a motivational water bottle. So I ask them for their favorite color, and they get a 64-ounce water bottle in the mail, typically within 2 to 3 days. I just Amazon Prime it. That just helps get them started on the right foot. They make sure they get their water intake. I explain how important it is for water. So it's just a tool to help them out. So they get the water bottle. I send them a guide on how to start the products. And I explain to them that the products, the guide in this that they get, typically starts them too fast. And everyone always wonders, well, why do you send a separate guide? And I explain to them that if we go slow with the products, you're going to have less detox, you're going to have less issues with the products. And I want to make sure that they start on the right foot. I want to make sure we go slow, that they drink their water, and that we can adjust as needed throughout the process. So I send them the guide, and then I ask them to let me know when they get their products. And so as soon as they get their products, I can be honest with you, hardly anyone ever tells me when they get their products. I'm constantly messaging them, hey, did you get them? Did you get them? And then we start the process. And so I am talking with them, or texting with them, I should say, pretty regularly those first couple of weeks. I don't have a set every other day, every third day. I know a lot of people do. It's really just, hey, just checking in. How are you doing? Any problems? Any issues? What are you up to? How many BioCleanse are you taking? How's everything working? Any issues? And so we go back and forth with that. I adjust as we need to, make sure that they're doing okay, change things, maybe have to pull back a little bit. Sometimes we just go ahead and add a little bit faster if they're doing well. I have a couple of people that are like, they just want to go. And I try and hold them back, and sometimes I just let them go. And if they're having issues, we pull them back. So that's really that initial process. One of the things that I do then, because I'm constantly checking in with them that first month, first 2 months, 3 months, actually, I still check in with my people that started a year ago. I can usually tell their personality pretty quick. Some, I can tell they really just want to do it on their own, which is fine. I let them know that I'm available if they have questions, they have concerns. But a majority of my people, I hold their hand. I am constantly looking at the PV and point report in our back office. So I go to that every single day, and I look to see who is due for their subscription to process that week. And I message them or email them, and I'm letting them know, just want to let you know your subscription's due to process. How are you doing? Do we need to make any changes? Do we need to push it? Do you want to add any other products? And then they get back to me, and I either go in if I have it and I push it if I need to, or most of the time they're like, nope, I'm good. Thanks for checking. Sometimes they want to switch their products up. They want to try something new. They want to add something. A lot of times I've sent samples of Active or of Hydrate, and they want to try that, or they want to try Ease, because I always tout about how awesome Ease is and what a great supplement it is to any of the products. So I always try and start really slow with just Triplex. I don't typically like to push the bigger packs at the beginning, because I'm a pharmacist and I don't like to try and start too much at one time. We want to make sure we can get people started correctly, and then we add from there. And I think they appreciate that, because they don't want too much cost, right? They want to make sure it's going to be cost effective for them. And then they don't want to start too much. And if there is some type of an issue, they don't know what it's causing it. And you really want to be able to start them and pull back if something is really bothering them. A lot of times it's detox. They can work right through it, but sometimes they have no desire to. So I look at that points and PV report every single day, and I am texting and messaging people about it, and processing it. And if I know it's one of my needy people and they haven't responded, but they might be one that might want to push it, I'll push their date if I'm processing it, just to let them know a couple of days, to give them a little bit of time. Because the thing that happens, I think the worst thing that happens for a lot of my folks is if for some reason it processes and they didn't want it to, that's when they are like, oh my God, I want to stop. And that's not really, I want to make sure that they have the time to answer me. Everyone's pretty busy, and move it if need be. I have some folks that do want to stop, right? They're like, hey, I need a hold right now. I've got too much product. And it's like, well, if you have too much product, that means you're not taking it consistently. So we have the conversation about the importance of consistency. What is holding them back? What do we need to change? Do we just need to start and do a reset? And that conversation happens quite a bit too. So I have the PV points that I do constantly. I'm working with them. I send them the water bottle. I ask them, questions. I'll send them samples of the new items. And I really just work pretty closely with them throughout the process. Most of my, I would say 50% of my team really is self-sufficient. 50% I'm hand-holding. Then we have when they start seeing the results. And now they want to start potentially posting and maybe making some money, having problems paying for that. And, I'm always talking about fast start and start silver, and going silver and the bonuses. And a lot of times they don't want to hear about it at the beginning. But the more they start seeing the results and they see how much better they feel, then all of a sudden they want to. So then I really try and help them with their first post. Every time they tell me they have a success, I try and explain to them, hey, you should share that. Let's try and get you some money from this. And I'm finally starting to get some people that want to share on my team, which I'm very excited about. And I help them. I do handhold them a little bit. I help with that first email. If they have somebody who's interested, I share with them the email that I gave them so they can change it, make it up, make it their own, send it to their folks. I tell them to put me in a three-way chat with their people, or text me with their people. Sometimes they just ask me to reach out themselves. Here's their email. Can you please reach out? And I just work to sign them up under them. But I copy them on everything. So they're involved. They see how easy it is. They're able to pick up on it pretty quick and then sign people up themselves. I constantly am working with them on helping them, giving them the tools to make it easier for them. So I have a sample page that I use when I send my samples out to my folks. So I've made this sample page, I don't know if you could see it, where it talks about the different products, what they get in the products, how to take the products. If I have one of my team members that wants to start using and selling the products and giving samples out, I make them this sheet for them. And then I also make them a sheet on how to sign up. And so it goes through the steps that they can put in with their samples as well. And I add a QR code from their website. So I actually I get their website information, I set up a QR code specific for them, and they have their own sample sheet with instructions that they can give to their potentials so they can go ahead and sign up as well. And so that just helps them to see how easy it is. They have all of the tools. They're able to go step by step with the people. And if they have questions, they know they can always reach out and know they can get any answers they want. I'm pretty active with my team, reaching out with them as much as I can, making sure they're doing okay. I do have some people that really just like the hand holding. I have others that I could tell right away they want to do it on their own, and I know they'll come to me when they have questions. One of the other things that is just super important is to realize that, and I know you've heard this many, many, many times, we have to let the people work on their timing. They will all come around. I have a lot of people, I've been ghosted. I've had people that said, not right now. People say next month, next month, next month. And it truly is, when it's their time and they are really ready to commit, they will. I do tend to back off on some people in the follow-ups early on when I can tell, maybe I feel, maybe I'm being too pushy. So I'll back off a little bit. And then I'll just maybe reach out that second or third month, or third and fourth. They'll see my posts. They know I'm always here. I don't want to be salesy. I do this really to help people. I'm a pharmacist by background. I love making people feel better. That's what I went to school for. But now I'm in management. I don't have that face-to-face clinical contact with patients anymore. This field fits that gap for me. And that's why I love doing this so much. And I love helping people and making sure they're on the right supplements for them, but it has to be on their time. I can typically tell within the first 30 to 60 days if someone's going to continue or if they're going to stop. If they're looking for that quick fix and they want that magic bullet, I try and really make sure they understand right up front that 90-day commitment is crucial. They really need to wait. They need to be patient. It was really hard for me, but I finally figured it out. And I can tell, and I just back off on those. They have to be ready to make the commitment. And I had quite a few people that, or a few, not really quite a few, but not quite a few, but a few that started, they stopped, but they're back. They had to be ready. They had to be committed. They said they're ready, and then they stop and they don't sign up. And so I'll check in with them every month, every 2 months, but it's their timing. If it is not their timing and I push them into it, I know they're not going to succeed, and I want them to succeed. That's what I do this for, is to make people feel better. I want them to succeed. I don't want them to be skeptical, and then they start, and then they go back and stop right away. Oh, it's not for me. It didn't work. They really need to, it has to be on their timing. It really does. So hopefully this was helpful. I love doing this. I love helping people and getting everybody set up and working with them. So feel free to reach out anytime with any questions. And I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks. Bye.